Everybody, and welcome back to Tenza Motorsports. Christmas has come a little bit early. This is a steering wheel that I've wanted to do for a long time. It's a pure carbon fiber steering wheel from HIWOW, but before we get into that, make sure you are subscribed to the channel, like if you enjoy this type of content. Make sure to follow us on Instagram, Tenza_Motorsports, where we do giveaways. We do have a giveaway announcement, so hold on just a moment. Also make sure to be checking out our other Instagram, Nikki_Nightmare46 for this car. We're continuing to do lots of projects for both of these vehicles. Let's get into our giveaway announcement and then we'll come right back to the steering wheel. Before we continue, huge thanks to Super Clean. We are doing another one of their giveaways. This has been absolutely fantastic cleaner. I've been able to use it in basically every single scenario that has come across us working on cars, the garage, houses, interiors of cars, all the way down to scrubbing the grill out in the backyard. Absolutely fantastic stuff. All you have to do to be part of this giveaway is be following us on Instagram, Tenza_Motorsports, and be in the lower 48 United States. That's all you've got to be doing. We've done giveaways from Super Clean before. It's been very successful. We'll continue to do them. Again, just be following us on Instagram. Big thanks to Super Clean. All this information will be down in the description below. Thanks for being part of the giveaway, and now back to the video. All right, so this steering wheel right here is made by HIWOW, and they make a really cool carbon fiber steering wheel. Now this thing weighs almost, I think the box weighs more than the steering wheel does. It is absolutely fantastic and it looks completely insane, very beautiful. I'm gonna go over some of the things we're gonna be doing to this, and then we're also gonna be putting it on to my quick release. The other thing I wanna talk about is the difference between a flat steering wheel, so one that does not have a dish on it, and a dish steering wheel, what the differences are, and what setups we'll need to take either steering wheel. So we'll go over this real quick and then get it put onto my quick release for my white race car. All right, so here it is, and I think it's absolutely beautiful. You can tell it's real carbon fiber by the depth. There is no like stretching, so oftentimes if you get things that are hydro dipped, you'll see that the carbon fiber pattern is stretched. There are a few imperfections. You can actually see it on camera better than you can see it in person. You have to really look, but there's a line here. Other than that, there's nothing else on the face. When you roll it around to the back, obviously you're gonna have seams here, a seam there, some here. And then I think if you look on the inside along here, you can see some of the seam. Other than that, it is completely flawless. It weighs literally not, I'm curious to know how much it weighs. I'm curious to know if this will even, if I've got a scale that's sensitive enough to even weigh the difference between this and the other steering wheel, but it is well made and it is absolutely beautiful. Now, before we get into what I'm going to be doing with this steering wheel, I just want to talk about real quick why I'm doing flat steering wheels versus one that have a dish on it. So the main reason is this guy right here. This is my quick release hub, and that adds probably about, I don't know, probably a good 2.5 inches, which is about how much a dish steering wheel will bow. So if you want a quick release and you got a dish steering wheel, it's gonna push the steering wheel way closer to you than it needs to be. If you're not gonna do a quick release, if you're just dying to have that, you know, kind of a more of a classic looking dish style wheel, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just for my setup, this is the way that works best. A dish steering wheel, if you don't have like telescoping steering adjustments, that might be something that you can look into, where I can pull my steering wheel forward and back. This one actually ends up being more neutral in the middle. So depending on how tall you are, how long your arms are in my car. This steering wheel is 320 millimeters across, same as my old one. My old one was made by NRG. It's been a really good steering wheel. One of the things I like about this is a flat bottom. That is not necessary, but it is awfully nice to have when your seats don't move. I do have a quick release, so if you're needing to have that little bit of extra space to get in and out of your car, this helps as well. But this will also give you some more clearance as you're getting in and out. If you're just like, I don't want to take off my steering wheel for whatever reason, this helps just a little bit. It's not quite as much room as when you take the steering wheel completely off, but it works really well. So just a quick side-by-side. This steering wheel is a metal frame with a fabric on it. And all of a sudden I cannot remember what this stuff is called. I'll put it right here. I'll remember it after I get done recording. But this is just a little bit more of a different style steering wheel. I have been really happy with it. The downside to this one is that eventually the oil's on your hand. Even with gloves, it just starts to wear down where you've been touching it a lot. And you can see here like the difference between some fake carbon fiber and some real carbon fiber side by side. Let's get this moved out of the way. We'll come back to this guy. Now, what I do want to do is put a stripe here on the top. So the reason for that is when you're racing, out of your peripheral vision, you can see what position your steering wheel is in. The other thing that I purchased was the optional centerpiece. So this would be like the horn and whatnot. I do not have a horn, a functional horn in my race car, but eventually I'd like to get one hooked back up. I did see a downside to this. It did seem kind of loose when I was playing with this earlier, but we'll try it again. There's the HIWOWSPORT badge. I will be wrapping over this, just like I did with my other steering wheel, and be putting like a BMW logo in the middle of it. But anyways, that is what the steering wheel is going to look like for right now. I'm gonna get some vinyl. The vinyl that I use, I'll have it linked in the description, along with everything else that we talked about and showed off in this video. The vinyl that I use is a little thin. It's not a slight to the vinyl. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just if you put like white or yellow or something on a black surface, it will drop a shade. If you're gonna do something like that, I'm actually gonna be layering the vinyl 2 layers thick and then cutting a stripe out of it and then putting it right up the middle here. And then I'll just be removing these bolts out of here and then installing this new steering wheel. It really is that simple. It does come with new bolts. We're gonna see which ones I need for length. This is pretty thick. And this is actually carbon fiber as well. You can see on the back side here. But yes, very exciting. I'm gonna go get some vinyl and then we'll get this steering wheel swapped onto my quick release. All right, so here is its almost final form. I don't have all the screws in here because I am gonna be taking this center cap back off. The double-sided tape isn't really holding very well right here. Again, this is nothing to HIWOW. It's pretty cold out in the garage right now and the tape just isn't wanting to stick. But yeah, this is pretty close to what it's gonna look like. I'm gonna have a BMW roundel there and I've got my stripe here at the top. You can do the double layered vinyl like I said. In this case, it was actually easier to just wrap it a few times. So I just made sure that I stayed right on target and went around it twice and made sure that the strip that I cut was the exact same width throughout. And then as you can see over here on the bottom left, I was debating whether to be left or right. I mean, I can always change these later. It didn't take that long to do, but I put some of the BMW racing colors on there. All right, everybody, this is what it looks like on the car. And it looks absolutely ridiculous. I love it so much. It gives me racing car, video game vibes like nothing else. And what's really nice is the way that this is really nice and open through here and comes all the way down. I can see both of my gauge pods. And on my other steering wheel, those are just a little bit obscured, which is obviously not ideal. It's not really that bad, but this, I feel, the distance here from your center to this looks like it's smaller. And like I said, this also curves down, which allows you to see through your steering wheel as much as possible. This combined with the carbon fiber, the real carbon fiber, this AJ Hartman center console delete plate, I think it just looks so good. I could not be happier. Let's see with everything turned on, and then we'll just see here with everything turned on. I could not be happier. One other thing before we wrap up today's video, I did weigh this. So I stood on the scale and I held the steering wheel and it did not change. And when I held the other steering wheel, it changed 2 pounds. The scale was either not sensitive enough to pick this up or it just really doesn't weigh that much. Now my scale does go by pounds. It does not go by tenth. It does not go like 16ths. It does not do ounces or tenth of a pound or anything like that. So it just goes from like, it's either, you know, 182 or 183, something like that. So this was either too light for it to show up as a pound, or my scale isn't sensitive enough to pick up that little bit of variation in weight. And the other steering wheel, like I said, I saw around 2 pounds. This is literally a dream come true. If I had to buy a steering wheel again, I mean, obviously I replaced one and I didn't have to. So I definitely recommend this. This is so much better looking and feeling, and I am so excited to run with this steering wheel this next season. Thanks everybody so much for watching. Any comments or questions, leave them down in the comment section below. This is a fantastic option if you don't already have one, and this is kind of roughly what you're looking for. You will see my old steering wheel being reused in a different car on our channel. Starts with Porsche and ends in Boxster. That is coming up soon enough. Could not be happier. Thanks again everybody so much for watching, and we will see everybody in the next video.
Bam!